Well, hey everyone, and welcome to KPC Underground. It's Aaron here. This is the podcast we do from right underneath our stage here at Kirkland Performance Center. And tonight we're with a hometown favorite. We love these guys. It's Nite Wave. We've got Michael and we got Jimmy Keys from Nite Wave. Thanks for joining me down here.
Thank you very much for having us.
It's
a pleasure.
so cozy down here. I love it.
It's nice, right? It's fun. And these guys are playing a sold-out show here tonight at Kirkland Performance Center, and we're doing a Christmas show. This may come out after the holidays, but we're doing a holiday show here, and you're bringing out all of the holiday 80s hits. And so looking forward to that. Heard the sound check and it sounded great.
Tis the season. We love being here. I'm excited. I think Santa's going to gift us an awesome night of music.
Absolutely.
I'd like to play here every week.
That would be great with us. So Kirkland Performance Center and Nite Wave, we go way back. We're thick as thieves, us two. And Nite Wave played at our recent fundraising gala, which was really successful and a ton of fun. And also, these guys really helped us out during the pandemic. Was one of the first bands to come in and play for us in the pandemic. Actually, you played for our gala back then, too.
In front of a cardboard audience.
Cardboard cutouts in the audience. Anyway, I'm talking too much. But thanks so much for being here. I want to talk a little bit about how you guys formed in 2011. Just reading a little bit online, and it said, Nite Wave was formed when some people responded to a Craigslist ad. So tell me all about that. What's that all about?
Michael, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of college. I went to school in Minnesota, and
that's where I'm from.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah.
I went to Augsburg University, so downtown Minneapolis, Hennepin County. What? Mm-hmm. And wanted to be around here, be local. And I just remember always going out to karaoke bars when I turned 21, dueling piano bars, and I'd always be attracted to want to be singing like Debbie Gibson or New Order, very different spectrums of 80s music. And so I went on when Craigslist was more of a thing back in the day, less so now. But went on Craigslist and met Evan, who was in a Cure tribute at the time, and we went to the Rock in Linwood, and we're like, man, we should start up an 80s new wave band. And same idea with Jim. I believe, Jim, we found you on Craigslist as well, yeah?
Yeah, to just expand on Michael's story there, it was just, I think it was just a stroke of crazy good luck that we all hooked up together. I mean, who would have thought, 2011, a Craigslist ad, and then you find guys who automatically hit it off.
And over 10 years later, I mean, that's
so keep going, Mike. You're doing great.
I mean, I think at the time I was doing this project to try to get Billy Idol to play at my birthday, not to dive too much into that, but I think which
was successful, by the way.
It was successful. Yeah. Our third show, we were opening up for Billy Idol at the Showbox Soda. We had like no right to be doing that at all. And I mean, it's been a wild ride, and
that's a true story.
Yeah, and we're still here.
That's so fun. I want to talk a little bit more about that, but it's right place, right time, I guess. But it's so fun, and fortunate that you guys were able to find like-minded people that you're just able to have fun with, and it's longer lived than many popular bands out there we can think of. So that's really cool. The Billy Idol thing, what was it about Billy Idol that you, first of all, like, why did you want him to, what gave you that audacious idea to try to get Billy Idol to play at your birthday party?
I remember working at Bellevue Square selling shoes at Puma. And I think probably on a lunch break, White Wedding maybe came on, the Muzak system and retail.
Yes, this is a true story.
And I was of the mindset where I want, my friends were growing up, having kids, getting married, moving across the country. How can I get all my friends in a single place and give them enough of a reason to travel from out of state? And I was like, oh man, it'd be cool to like go to a Billy Idol show. Yeah. But it wasn't really on tour. I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool to convince him to come play a show? And it took 2 years, and it wasn't something that certainly was just handed to us or the band. But we ended up raising $30,000 for the American Red Cross over 2 years, and he had nothing to promote, wasn't on tour, didn't have an album, and just, I think, probably got sick of me pestering him and the media covering it, and voila.
It was a grand campaign on Michael's part. I take no credit for that. Other than he was like, hey, we're going to be opening for Billy Idol.
We're doing this.
I needed him to say yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it about? I mean, we're probably around the same age. I want to, he said with a squint in his eye.
22, right?
But yeah, right. Sure. Yeah. Let's see. You were, I think I'm older than y'all, actually. But what is it about 80s music, specifically that lights you guys up so much? And what genre, there's a lot of different genres within the 80s, decade. Y'all kind of focus sort of somewhat specifically on a few different areas. Tell me, first of all, like where you guys really focus and shine and what you love to explore just creatively. And then just what is it about that kind of music that lights you up so much?
You got this.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, the 80s is my jam. I just love it. And I just think as a band, we're fortunate that we cover all the bases. When we first started out, we said, hey, we are a new wave band.
Right.
And so like when you think new wave, and I'm hoping you and everyone and people watching would agree that, you associate really cool guitar, ethereal sounds, heavy synth keyboard sounds, as opposed to like when people talk about 80s rock,
yes,
it's a different,
much different thing.
And so I think, and again, I'll keep deferring to Mike. He's been the brain. Like all of our music ideas come from him. I can honestly say, in the 11 years of us being together, I think I've suggested maybe 3 songs. Truthfully,
all good suggestions.
All 3 good suggestions. But all the songs on our set list that do well. And what I mean by that is you can just read the room. You can read the full room. He's always been like, I think this song would work.
Yeah.
And then we hem and haw, but then it works out at the end.
Yeah. Well, and I think there seems to be something, specifically about new wave and how you guys, explore it that is really enduringly influential, and a lot of the like dark wave stuff that's happening now and even harder, music. I work with a DJ and I'm sort of doing some music with her, and it's this dark wave stuff, but it's fully, you can see the transition from all of that stuff. And when she DJs, she plays all of those old songs, those new wave songs. So you can see the progression there. And it's just kind of interesting how that music is. People still love it.
I think it's just fun, and for me, it's like very infectious. If it comes on the radio, it captures my attention. And even going to shows of national acts now, like the Midnight or other similar acts, like it's very, it's just very much in the scene now. It's something that's really fun. And for me, when it comes to these live events, like Jim said, you're always sort of reading the room, what's working, what's not working. And I like to think that we're very, always, seeing what goes over with the audience. And my take is if someone's coming to the show, maybe who's either A, never seen us before, or B, is like, the boyfriend being asked to come to the concert because the girlfriend wants to come. If you don't like the music, is it at least fun to watch?
Does it keep you entertained?
Yeah.
Are you
so
entertained?
I think we're always very, mindful of let's, not just be stoic out there, but let's let loose and have some fun.
Let's make a fan out of them. If they're not a fan, we're gonna make a fan out of them. Yeah.
But I just think we all just genuinely have a love for the 80s. Everyone has their own little personal reason for it. But I think that's why the band works, is because we all really do like the music. It's not like we're
right. To that point, I think like you all, I'm assuming have other jobs going on. Is anyone full time with the band, Michael? Or anybody like that? No. But how do you make that? I mean, one of the things I like to talk about on the podcast is like just the practicalities of like, how do you make it work? Because y'all are pretty busy, and I'm just curious how you manage that and how you work that around other lives and family and things like that.
I mean, well, thankfully there's a demand. Otherwise we wouldn't be playing as much as we are. But like, it's a labor of love. Like anything you want to accomplish in life that you're passionate about, the more time you put into it, I feel like the more you're going to get out of it. So for me personally, a lot of it is, most of the time with the band, is just behind the scenes work, stuff that no one actually sees.
That's right.
Hundreds of emails, the website work, the graphic design, the PR, the comms. You know, it's all just behind the scenes every day, working 3 or 4 hours. Like, what's a cool idea? Like, you know, we were thinking the other day, or I should actually rewind, during COVID, we're like, be fun to do like a Flock of Seagulls first album in full. What stuff people aren't doing that maybe the niche audience would appreciate?
That's right.
And what are some fun ideas for shows? You know, it'd be fun to do the Purple Rain album in full, or theme this a certain way. So as often as we play, we're very aware that, you know, we don't want the show to become repetitive. So we're always learning new content, new songs. We're trying to theme the nights a little bit differently, and just make sure that the people that are seeing us frequently, you know, a few times a year, when they see us, it's like, oh, I haven't seen them play that song before. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, but basically, you know, to be honest, Mike would probably agree with me that we essentially, with what we do outside of the band and what we do with the band, we probably have, in all honesty, like 12 to 16-hour days.
Yeah. And having jobs that are really respectful and kind to know that we're going to get our work done, but maybe I need to take you know, an earlier day to get to sound check.
I mean, I would say outside of what I do in my normal life, every day I'm at least doing some type of keyboard stuff, or listening to, like, there's like a 2 to 3 hours every day, and that's not an exaggeration. But coming full circle, and again, that was a great question to ask. I don't think we would be, because we all just believe in the band, and thankfully we've been having a good run playing venues, and that we're motivated by that. I think the tenor of this conversation would be different if we felt like there wasn't the return of, like, the crowd's really wanting us to do the shows, and so But again, if it's something you're really passionate about and you really love, you just find the time. You know,
I love that idea. I love the idea of you get paid in different ways, right? So I mean, you get, you know, hopefully the money's good. You know, we all want to make money, but you know as well as I do, it's not always great. You know, and you're not drowning in money necessarily, being in a band, and so you gotta at the end of the day, you gotta love it.
Yeah.
So and that shows when you guys play that you absolutely love it, and you bring the crowd with you. So it's just so much fun watching.
Good example. I mean, last night we were in Bellingham, another sold out show, and we got home at 3 a.m. last night, and it's just like, and you're exhausted and wiped and hungry, and then you stop and you think, like, I am so lucky to just have the opportunity to do stuff like this. I just love it.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree. You wake up and you're like, and it's not you wake up and you go, hey, we've got another show tonight. Let's do it.
Let's get good. Let's get moving.
Versus, oh, we got a show. You know, where everyone's like I said, we're doing the show last night. I'm like, I can't wait to go to KPC tomorrow night. So
Well, hopefully we take care of you here, and we treat you well. I'm going to let you go because I've kept you a little bit too long already. But I wanted to ask you, what's next for Nite Wave, and where can people find you guys online to see where you're playing and stuff?
nitewaveparty.com. That's Nite spelled the sexy way, Nite versus the Night way. And we're on Instagram, Twitter, all the social medias. You know, we're all over the place, around the Puget Sound, down in Portland, Bellingham, Spokane. So come find us, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks
so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. And
thanks, everybody.
Thank you all out there for listening. Definitely check out Nite Wave if you're from the Pacific Northwest, or hey, even if you're not, if you're from, you know, Ibiza, or if you're from wherever, and you want these guys to come and play, you know, pay them a bunch of money and have a party, because it is always a blast when Nite Wave plays. So thanks again, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for KPC Underground. If you're enjoying this podcast, please consider supporting KPC at kpcenter.org/donate. Your generosity helps us keep this and other programs going at Kirkland Performance Center. Be sure to check out our website for the latest events coming up. And hey, we'd also love to hear from you. Please rate our podcast, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. And if you have a specific question or an idea for a show, email us at podcast@kpcenter.org. Thanks for listening.